Before the entire Yeti Christmas event is going to appear, I thought about making a video about the weapons or just items that are basically what they used to be, but that are going to be or already have been changed from being minor stuff like, I don't know, like a bit of an animation thing or damage thing until all the way as we get closer to number 1 where it just feels like it is a completely different weapon. So that's what we're going to be doing. 5 weapons or 5 items, whatever it is, that were basically what they were, but then they got changed dramatically. Let's get started. Our number 5 spot is, of course, the Flamethrower. The Flamethrower is by far one of my favorite weapons because it's just such a really good weapon, and plus it is super fun to actually use with a ton of ammo and everything else. But one of the changes that are going to be coming in is that, of course, obviously, the Banshee is going to have a 30% damage bonus against the Banshee, using the Flamethrower against the Banshee, 30% damage bonus against the Banshee, which is actually really good. But one of the other changes that is going to be happening, sadly, is the fact that literally the fire phasing through the walls that you can hit infected through is going to be removed, sadly. Even though it's been here for so many years, it is finally going to be removed, which sucks. But this just makes it, I guess, still kind of a good gun, but since this is going to be removed, you really have to settle with RPG to actually get those infected through the walls, realistically. But this isn't really much of a big change, but at the same time, it kind of sucks that we're going to lose this tactic of the Flamethrower that it is so good at, basically killing infected without you even getting hit, or even too lazy enough to basically go around the corner and save your survivor, or just to kill the infected. Very nice tactic, but sadly it's going to get removed. At our number 4 spot, it is the hammer. Now, the hammer back then was practically, I guess the second best, or probably, yeah, the second best coin weapon, kind of related, mainly because it had high kind of-ish damage. But the thing is that this weapon didn't even have a swinging animation or even any abilities, and you just hauled it out as you basically dealt damage to infected, which was really weird looking and silly. But then they gave it an entirely different look with some nice colors on it, a brand new ability, and some nice animations to go along with it. The ability is actually really good. It stuns and pushes off any infected that are near you. Now, I used to love this weapon, but I don't run it anymore because, like, they nerfed the damage you would do by swinging it all over the place, and that kind of stuff. I hopefully they like put it up like 10 more damage. But the change for this was literally from a weapon that was just weird looking and barely did anything to a basically completely different weapon, which is by far like the second best coin weapon related in the melee section. This weapon is really strong, and the changes it got as the animations, the damage, and the overall design is just incredible. At our number 3 spot, it is the double barrel. Now, the double barrel has a lot of changes. From back then, it looked kind of like a bulky and big sawed-off shotgun, but then it got to this nicely and kind of decently smallish sawed-off shotgun, but it does a crap ton of damage, and it is really underrated for some reason. But one of the things that is going to be changed for it is the fact that literally there's going to be a second mode to where you fire both of your shots in each magazine for one shot. So yeah, you shoot both of your shots for as one shot, meaning you will literally insta-kill so many infected with these. Now, I'm not too sure if this means that you'll have a wider kind of spread for the shotgun thing, or it's just gonna be like a little bit bigger, as like the same, like, very compact distance and like damage as like a sniper, or if it's gonna be like all over the place like a spaz type of shotgun shells. But either way, I cannot wait for this, because this is possibly going to be another top dog weapon, like an A tier, because this weapon will be so good against like counter the Banshee. It'll be so good to counter basically any infected that has really got to get close to you, like Inferno or even Juggernaut. It'll just be a tank or a Juggernaut killer. It will just be so good. I can't wait for it. And overall, it's going to be a massive change to this weapon. It's probably going to go from what it is, like C tier for some reason, all the way to like A tier at most. At our number B spot, or 2 spot, whatever you want to say for it, it is the Tommy gun, my favorite weapon. Now, this gun back then was, for some reason, treated as it was not a great weapon, which I could see, because it barely had any ammunition. But then they changed it to it had like around 40 bullets per mag, which was actually really useful. and then they changed it once more where you can basically, or it's a completely nice different design with a brand new animation for reloading, for the shots going, for the gun basically, moving all over the place because of the shots. It looks really nice, and plus they've removed the fact that it does not have a complete accurate on point what's it called, accuracy anymore. So there's that. Now it's actually a close-up weapon that is super good as well. This gun went from being not that much of a great weapon for some reason until all the way it is top at like A to S tier in most people's eyes. This gun is an incredibly strong weapon. It went literally from not really looking too good to literally looking amazingly good. The changes this weapon got were so great, I guess, in my opinion. But that's the Tommy gun. What else can you say? It is a legendary gun. Number 1 is, of course, the laser rifle. Hints, not anymore. Laser rifle back then was literally the worst weapon. And not because it was bad. It was infamous for literally being the most strongest and, what's it called, overpowered weapon. It had so much damage. Each shot it did was like 45. Its ammunition was just as high as the Tommy gun's ammunition, and its fire rate was just the same as the AKs, and its accuracy is the same of like an AR-15 back then. This gun was so busted that if literally anyone had it, you just have to accept that they would win. It was so strong, but then they nerfed the shit out of it. It went from being god OP good to unfair to all the way being to okay-ish. This gun had so many nerfs. Number 1, its ammunition was decreased heavily. Once they were done with that, they gave it the ability of the miniguns where you would move slow, your movement speed would be heavily decreased when you would have it out and shooting infected. So there was that as well. Well, did they stop there? Well, not really, because they actually changed the design to actually looking really neat. It looks like an actual railgun in my opinion. Even though it's called the Gauss Gun, it looks like a railgun to be honest. But this weapon looks amazingly good. Its accuracy, I believe, is actually improved, and the damage is like the same or a little bit increased as well by like 2 more hit points. It's like a 46 or somewhere around there. And this weapon is okay-ish in my opinion. Now, one of the best things I would have to say was the fact that they actually nerfed the crap ton out of this gun, and now not many people are using it. But whenever you see people using this weapon, you're always like, oh, okay, they're either using it because they just want to die, or they're just testing it, or maybe they think it's actually good. And in my opinion, this gun is like B tier, like mid B tier kind of ish, somewhere around there. Not really too much, but the changes this weapon got from being god tier good all the way to being literally not that great was just incredible. That's one of the reasons, that's one of the many things we needed so far. Thankfully, this gun will not cause any more crime, and you are safe for the future generation. Thank you guys so much for watching and everything you have done for us, and yeah, I'll see you guys all in about 42 years, and have a great game.